Even the dye that they used to stamp on the meat turned out to be carcinogenic. If you recall that story, that's when we were kids. I mean, back in the '70s, they used to actually stamp the meat with like a color dye, which turned out to be a carcinogen. Which
Oh,
just
don't tell me you come out of a family where you had a lot of meat connection.
Oh man, well it was yeah. My uncle. Listen to this. The thing that brought me to California, and that first got me interested in the field of nutrition as a kid, was that my uncle was transferred to San Diego, California. He was part of Ralston Purina Corporation. He worked for Ralston Purina Corporation in St. Louis, and they transferred him to the head of Food Maker, who made all the food for Jack in the Box restaurants, all the fast food chains in the western half of North America, or at least in the United States, were fed by my uncle, and we got all that food. I was raised on Jack in the Box fast food, on chicken patties, on my God, the cheese bricks like
Oh my
this.
God.
It was. I'm lucky to be alive.
Yeah, it's funny because I was raised or was born in Europe, like on a farm with lots of pigs and animals, and I was a heavy meat eater. And it's like, it's funny to see these big shifts, where it's like, oh my God, time we're gonna do something, change.
Well, we're seeing a lot of this. We're seeing back to the farm, get off the meat, which is really interesting because farming and meat eating and livestock keeping is very synonymous with each other. But this new wave of farmers is really quite different. And the permaculturalists really, they use the animals in the right position. For example, they get the chickens in the right position, the dog is used in the right way, the cow's in the right place. But it's not all about that. It's more about the plants today. This is this new generation of farmers, and that's kind of cool. I'm digging that. That's me. I run 2 organic farms, and we don't have any animals except on one farm. I have one dog who has a certain area where that dog is able to roam, and on the other farm, I've got 3 cats in a house, but not my house. It's across on the other side of the orchard. So that's it.
Yeah, and I was about to say the dog has to watch the vegetables so they don't run off. But anyway, anyway, let's be serious here a little bit. So you know, funny because I had a webinar a couple of weeks ago about the diets, right? The diets in terms of better health, and it's funny. I mean, whenever you talk about food, you get this intense reactions. The ones that are totally for it, the other ones say no, that's wrong, and it's like everybody has an opinion about what to eat, uh, and it's so many arguments for and against something. So why is your diet the best? And that's a joke, really, because I know you don't
Yeah,
propose a diet,
I mean,
but it's like,
it, I'll answer that question literally. The diet that I'm on for me as a being is the best for me. But if we're going to find out and get into and crack into the subject of what's the best diet ever for humanity, well, that's a very difficult question to answer because there's 7.5 billion people on the planet and there's 7.5 billion diets on the planet. Each consciousness creates its own diet. And the diet will correlate up to that person's state of consciousness, and pretty much always. And what we really are doing is we're just working on upgrading what people are already doing and just improving quality wherever possible. So, for example, like the hamburger, look, we could get you a venison burger right down the road here that's from a wild deer, that it is not GMO wheat for the bun, that has real cheese on it. So if you want your hamburger, at least have a real hamburger instead of this fake stuff. I'm a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for 25 years. It's for spiritual reasons. It's not, it's not going to be changing. And that's where I'm coming from. But I don't think that's the right thing for everybody. That's just where I'm at in my journey. Everybody's got to they got to figure this out for themselves. But I can tell you one thing that is applicable to everybody is a qualitative upgrade because you deserve it. You're worth it.